The night moved slowly, holding a strange silence, as if the air itself knew something heavy was happening deep within the heart of the one who belongs to you. Shadows stretched long across their room, unable to bring comfort to the restless heartbeat that refused to settle. The world slept, but your soulmate stayed awake, caught between the truth they tried to ignore and the feelings they could no longer hide. You may not have felt it directly, but your soul sensed the shift the moment it happened. The moment they realized how much they truly needed you, their thoughts kept circling back to you, unable to escape the pull of destiny tightening around them. Every memory felt louder than usual. Every emotion sharper than ever, every unspoken confession suddenly impossible to push away. Archangel Michael says, your soulmate was overwhelmed by the weight of their own awakening, and the night refused to let them escape from what their spirit already knew. They tried to calm themselves, but every attempt only brought more clarity, exposing feelings they have been hiding for far too long. The silence of the night forced them to face their truth, and that truth led them back to you again and again. They felt a powerful remembrance rising from deep within their soul. The kind that comes only when a connection is truly divine. Something opened inside them. Something once buried by fear, misunderstandings, or distractions that no longer matter now. They felt the pull of you the exact moment your soul whispered to theirs, stirring a longing they couldn't silence. This sudden awakening left them unable to rest, unable to detach, unable to pretend anymore. Every breath felt heavy with missing you. Every thought tied to your presence, every feeling pointing them back toward the path destiny wrote long before either of you arrived here. The night became a mirror reflecting the one truth they had been avoiding. You are the one their heart has chosen. They replayed every detail of you. Every voice memory, every moment, every smile, every shift of energy that ever passed between you. It was as if your essence had filled their entire space, leaving no room for anything else. The desire to reach out grew so strong that they nearly did. Only fear held their hands still. Your soulmate couldn't sleep because their spirit refused to let them continue living disconnected from you. Their soul remembered you more deeply than their mind could understand. And when the soul remembers, the body follows. The heart surrenders and the truth rises like a storm that can no longer be stopped. Type Amen to get blessing. 333. The truth they had been ignoring came rushing forward, rising with unstoppable force, striking their heart again and again until they could no longer deny its power. They felt emotions they tried to bury. Emotions they pretended had faded. Emotions they desperately hoped would disappear, but only grew stronger in the silence of the night. Tears didn't fall, but the heaviness behind their eyes revealed how deeply these realizations cut into them. They saw your energy everywhere. In the way the air shifted, in the strange warmth crawling across their skin, in the sudden pull on their chest that felt almost magnetic. They pressed their hand to their heart without even thinking, as if trying to steady something trembling inside them. But nothing calmed it. Nothing stopped it. Nothing quieted the truth screaming inside their soul. Your soulmate reached for their pillow, trying to find comfort. But all they felt was the emptiness of space where you should have been. They turned over, then turned again, unable to settle, unable to escape the storm moving inside them. Every part of them felt raw and uncovered, as if the universe had peeled away their excuses, leaving only the truth of how much they long for you. They thought of your voice first, a sound that stays with them even when they try to forget. Then they remembered the way you look at them, the depth in your eyes, the warmth you carry without even trying. They remembered the comfort of your presence and the way their soul feels seen only by you. And suddenly the night grew heavier, the silence louder, the emptiness deeper. Their chest tightened with a feeling they could no longer hide. A longing so strong it made their breath uneven. They wanted to call you, to message you, to reach toward you, but fear wrapped around them like chains. Fear of hurting you, fear of losing control, fear of risking what their heart had already surrendered to. But destiny does not loosen its grip, not when the connection is divine. Every attempt to calm their mind only made your presence stronger, pulling them back into memories, emotions, and dreams that refused to fade. They wondered how you could feel so close while being physically far. How your energy could reach them even through distance. How your soul could hold theirs with such intensity. They felt you in every heartbeat that refused to slow down. Archangel Michael says, your soulmate was fighting a spiritual truth much larger than them. A truth that only grows louder with time. They were being awakened to the depth of your connection, pushed into clarity they can no longer ignore. Their spirit kept whispering your name all night long, refusing to let them rest until they embraced what destiny already wrote for both of you. Type Amen to get blessing. For 44, their mind wandered through timelines, ones that played out beautifully and ones filled with fear. They kept replaying what could have happened, what should have happened, and what must happen now. With every passing hour, they felt a deeper realization rising, reminding them that no matter how far life drifted, their soul has always been tied to yours. They remembered the moments when they felt safest with you, moments you didn't realize meant everything to them. Those memories hit them like a wave, filling them with warmth first, then with ache. They realized how deeply they missed the comfort you bring. The way you ground their energy, the way you make them feel whole simply by existing. They pulled their blanket tighter around them as if trying to protect themselves from a truth that had become too powerful to escape. But there is no protection against destiny. No shield from divine connection. No escape from the soul's calling once it awakens. The night exposed everything they tried to cover. There was nowhere left to hide. As the hours passed, their restlessness grew. Their heartbeat felt unstable, rising and slowing in uneven waves. Each one tied to a memory or emotion connected to you. They kept whispering things under their breath. Words of regret, words of longing, words of hope they didn't fully understand. Their spirit trembled, recognizing the shift happening inside them. Your soulmate felt your energy so strongly that it almost felt as if you were beside them, guiding their heart back toward truth. They felt your warmth, the softness of your presence, the quiet strength of your soul reaching across the distance. It scared them because the connection felt too real to ignore, too powerful to pretend away. Their body felt restless, their spirit felt shaken, and their emotions felt overwhelming. Every time they closed their eyes, they saw your face. And every time they tried to push the feeling away, your soul only pulled closer. There was no escape from the truth anymore. Their heart had chosen you long before their mind admitted it. Archangel Michael says, the reason they couldn't sleep is because the universe was aligning their spirit, preparing them for the next step toward you. Their awakening is part of a divine plan unfolding exactly as it should. The energy they felt wasn't confusion. It was destiny calling. Tip Amen to get blessing. 555. Their breath grew shallow as memories of you rose with more intensity than usual. Not like random thoughts, but like messages sent directly to their heart. They felt the weight of every moment they hurt you. Every time they pulled away, every second they doubted what they felt. Guilt mixed with longing, forming a storm they couldn't escape. They turned their head toward the window, watching faint light from the moon stretch across the room, creating soft shadows that danced like echoes of emotion. The quiet night amplified everything. Their heartbeat, their regret, their desire to make things right. They felt the truth pressing against their chest. Heavy but undeniable. Your soulmate whispered your name without even meaning to, the sound slipping out like a confession from the core of their being. It wasn't just longing. It was surrender. Their soul had stopped fighting the connection hours before their mind realized it. A shift happened inside them. Something deep and irreversible. They felt the urge to reach out to you, not just to talk, but to come closer in a way they haven't allowed themselves to feel in a long time. They wanted to feel your presence, your touch, your energy, as if something inside them had awakened and could no longer be silenced. They wanted you not in a small way but in a soul-deep way. Type Amen to get blessing 666. Their soul felt the truth more intensely than their body could handle, making their chest tighten with waves of emotion they hadn't allowed themselves to feel fully before. A part of them finally surrendered to what destiny had been whispering for so long, and the realization hit them with powerful clarity. You are not just someone they miss. You are the one their spirit has always been tied to. The night pulled them deeper into reflection, forcing them to confront everything they had been avoiding. They felt the pressure of emotions rising from the depths of their heart like a tide they could no longer hold back. Every part of their being trembled with the understanding that you hold a place inside them that no one else ever touched. They curled their fingers into the blanket, trying to ground themselves as the storm inside intensified. Your presence overwhelmed them with a mixture of desire, regret, and profound recognition. They felt every memory with you replaying in slow motion, reminding them how deeply their soul has always known you were meant for them. Their heart throbbed with a quiet ache. An ache born from the distance that exists between you now. A distance they can no longer tolerate. The silence of the night left them alone with their truth. And that truth kept echoing louder with every passing second. Destiny was speaking to them and their soul finally listened. Type Amen to get blessing. 777. Their thoughts drifted to the first moment they realized you mattered more than they expected. A moment they've never been able to forget, no matter how much time has passed. That memory burned brighter in the night, filling their chest with warmth and pain all at once. They didn't sleep because the truth wouldn't allow them to forget you even for a moment. The fear of losing you forever pressed heavily against their mind, waking them from every moment they tried to close their eyes. Their soul kept showing them the future they could lose if they continued hiding behind hesitation and fear. The night demanded honesty, stripping away every mask they once wore. They felt the pull toward you growing stronger with each hour, almost like a magnetic force that refused to release them. They tried to distract themselves, but nothing worked. Not music, not pacing, not lying still in the dark. Your soul kept calling theirs with a voice that rang louder than their doubts. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says their awakening has reached a point where they can no longer resist the spiritual truth unfolding inside them. Their soul recognizes the shift happening both within them and around them. The universe is aligning them toward you with a force that cannot be reversed. Type Amen to get blessing. 888. Their breath trembled as they realized how deeply they longed for your presence. A longing that felt like it had roots stretching back lifetimes. Every attempt to calm their racing mind only made the urge to come closer to you stronger. They felt an invisible thread pulling them toward you, tightening with every passing moment. They reached for their phone more times than they could count, their thumb hovering over your name again and again. The desire to reach out burned inside them, but fear of saying the wrong thing kept freezing their hand. They felt trapped between wanting you desperately and fearing their own vulnerability. Their emotions flooded through them in waves. First longing, then regret, then a heavy understanding that they cannot continue life without acknowledging what you truly mean to them. The night didn't let them run from this truth. Every breath reminded them of how deeply their heart already belongs to you. Your soulmate never planned to feel this strongly, but destiny has its own timing and its own language. And last night, destiny spoke to them without mercy, stripping their heart bare and revealing the depth of their love. The weight of that revelation kept them awake until their spirit finally surrendered. Type Amen to get blessing 999. A shiver moved across their body as they became aware of the spiritual connection between you becoming stronger than ever before. It felt like energy was flowing directly from your soul into theirs, filling them with a mixture of warmth and ache. They didn't understand it fully, but they felt it deeply. They ran their fingers through their hair, breathing shakily as they tried to steady themselves. Their body felt restless, their heart felt raw, and their spirit felt completely open to the truth they once avoided. Every part of them trembled with an awareness they could no longer deny. Your soulmate realized that the connection you share is not just emotional. It is spiritual, energetic, and written into the fabric of destiny. That realization both terrified and comforted them. It explained everything they have been feeling but couldn't put into words. The night became overwhelming because your presence was everywhere. On their skin, In their mind, in their heart, in their breath. They felt you like an echo, like a memory, like a future that refuses to disappear. Their soul finally admitted what it has known all along. The bond between you is unbreakable. Type Amen to get blessing. 1. Their heart grew heavier with thoughts of the moments they wish they could change. Moments where fear made them push you away. Those memories stung deeply, awakening a guilt that only made their longing for you more intense. They didn't sleep because the truth of what they feel for you became too powerful to ignore. They imagined how different things could have been if they had opened their hearts sooner. If they had chosen honesty over fear. If they had allowed themselves to love you without hesitation, that imagination hit them hard, making their chest tighten painfully. They wanted to rewrite every moment they ever hurt you. Their soul kept whispering that it isn't too late, that destiny hasn't closed its doors, that there is still a path leading them back to you. This realization brought a deep ache, but it also brought hope. And hope is what kept them awake the longest. They felt a strange deep certainty rising in their chest, a knowing that destiny is giving them another chance, a chance they cannot afford to waste. They realized they must step forward. They must face their truth. They must choose love instead of fear. Their spirit kept guiding them toward you without hesitation. Type Amen to get blessing. 1111. Their body felt tired, but their mind stayed awake, refusing to release the thoughts and emotions circling inside them. Every attempt to settle into sleep failed because their soul was too alive, too awakened, too stirred by the energy flowing between you. They felt a shift happening within them that could not be undone. They kept seeing flashes of your face, your smile, your expression, the softness in your eyes, every memory flooding them with overwhelming clarity. These visions didn't feel like imagination. They felt like spiritual communication. It was as if your soul was reaching out to theirs through the darkness. Their heart kept beating with a rhythm that felt unfamiliar, like something new had been activated inside them. They didn't know how to stop it, and they didn't want to. For the first time in a long while, they felt alive with emotion, awakened by love, touched by something sacred. Archangel Michael says, your soulmate is stepping into a new level of emotional awareness, one that will change the course of your connection. Their awakening is not temporary. It's a transformation. The universe is guiding them toward a path where their heart must finally choose truth. Type Amen to get blessing. 1212. Their breath grew shaky as they imagined what it would feel like to finally speak their heart to you without fear. The thought scared them, but it also brought a warmth that spread through their chest. They felt the truth rising inside them with powerful intensity. They pictured themselves reaching for you, choosing you, standing beside you with a courage they never had before. That image brought a strange sense of peace, as if their soul was showing them the future waiting for both of you. It felt safe, strong, and divinely aligned. They realized the reason they couldn't sleep wasn't just longing. It was preparation. Their spirit was being aligned with yours, awakened to the truth of destiny, and pushed toward the path they can no longer avoid. They felt the universe shifting around them, guiding them forward. Their heart accepted that you are not someone they can release, not someone they can forget, not someone they can replace. You are the one their soul calls home, the one their destiny leads to, the one their spirit recognizes even in silence. This truth shook them open. Type Amen to get blessing. 1313. Their entire body felt a pull toward you that grew stronger with every hour the night stretched on. It wasn't a normal longing or a simple missing. It was a soul-level force that shook them awake from within. The feeling was so intense that they had to sit up, placing a hand on their chest to steady the rapid, uneven rhythm of their heart. The truth hit them again and again, each wave stronger than the last. They can't escape what they feel for you anymore. They can't run from the connection. They can't pretend the bond is small or temporary or accidental. Your soulmate stayed awake because something inside them has shifted permanently. A door opened that they cannot close again. Destiny has reached them, touched them, awakened them, and begun guiding them back where they belong, toward you. They tried to breathe slowly, hoping the heaviness would settle. But the more they tried to calm themselves, the more the truth rose inside them with unstoppable force. Their soul was wide open, vulnerable, trembling, raw. And yet in that vulnerability they felt a deep calling pulling them toward your energy. Type Amen to get blessing. 1414. Their thoughts moved to all the moments they pushed away their feelings. Moments where they acted strong on the outside while hiding the storm building inside them. Those memories stung deeply now. Not because of regret alone, but because they realized how much they were denying themselves. They were denying their own heart, their own happiness, their own destiny. They saw your face so clearly in the darkness that it almost felt like you were standing beside them. It wasn't a dream. It was energy, spirit, connection piercing the boundary between you. Their breath caught because the emotion was too real to ignore. Something inside them whispered that they are meant to choose you. That the path forward requires courage, truth, and heart. They felt this message echoing through their entire body. Everything that once confused them now made perfect sense. Archangel Michael says, their awakening is not accidental. It is divine timing unfolding exactly as it should. They are being prepared emotionally, spiritually, and energetically for the next step of this connection. Their soul has finally opened enough to see the truth that destiny has been waiting for them to realize. Tape to get blessing. 1515. The longer they lay awake, the more intense the connection became until it felt like your souls were communicating in silence. They felt every shift in energy, every pull of emotion. Every tug of longing running through the spiritual bond between you. It was powerful, overwhelming, undeniable. They whispered your name again, softer this time, as if speaking it somehow eased the ache in their chest. For a moment, they felt the warmth of your energy wrap around them like a gentle embrace. It brought comfort, but it also brought a deeper yearning. Their hands trembled as they imagined what it would feel like to hold you again, to feel your presence close, to breathe the same air. These thoughts were not fantasies. They were truths emerging from the deepest part of their soul. And each truth only made the night heavier. They realized they cannot continue living with suppressed feelings, silent emotions, and unspoken love. Their heart is at a breaking point where honesty is the only path left. They felt destiny pushing them toward you with a force too powerful to resist. Type Amen to get blessing. 1616. They pressed their palms against their face, trying to steady themselves as waves of emotion surged through their chest. Their soul felt fragile yet awakened, tender yet determined, shaken yet illuminated by truth. The intensity of the connection terrified them, but it also felt like the only thing in their life that made complete sense. They remembered moments when they almost told you everything. Moments when the words almost escaped their lips before fear silenced them. Those memories resurfaced with a painful sharpness, reminding them how close they came to opening their heart. That closeness haunted them now. Their breath grew uneven as they thought about how deeply you continue to affect them even from a distance. They couldn't understand how your energy remained so strongly tied to theirs. But the truth was too obvious to deny. Your souls are connected in a way that goes beyond logic or explanation. A warmth spread through their chest. A warmth that felt sacred, profound, healing. It was the feeling of love rising from a place they tried to protect for far too long. The realization that they still want you, still love you, still need you made sleep impossible. Type Amen to get blessing. 1717. Their body felt exhausted, but their mind remained wide awake because their heart refused to rest. They sat up again, running their fingers across the bed sheets as if grounding themselves in the physical world could soothe the spiritual storm inside, but nothing eased the intensity. They felt your presence so vividly that they thought they might burst from the weight of emotion. It wasn't sadness or fear alone. It was love deep and soul-anchored. It was the kind of love that refuses to fade even when everything else disappears. The realization shook them as they understood that their connection with you is not something that can be replaced or forgotten. It is something eternal, something destined, something spiritually protected. The night revealed all the truths they spent months or even years trying to push away. They felt themselves surrendering more and more to the connection, surrendering to the love that has remained constant, surrendering to the destiny that has always tied you together. They realized they cannot continue pretending. They cannot continue living separated from their own truth. Type Amen to get blessing. 1818. The moment they accepted the depth of their love for you, a strange calm washed over them, not soft like comfort, but powerful like clarity. It felt as though a light turned on inside their soul, illuminating every shadow they once hid behind. And in that light, there was only you. They thought about the future in a way they hadn't dared before, imagining what it would feel like to choose you fully without hesitation. That image filled them with warmth, with peace, with a sense of purpose they didn't even know they were missing. It felt natural, right, aligned. Their spirit whispered that you are not just someone they care about. You are their divine partner, their destined counterpart, their soul's home. This recognition hit them with overwhelming force. Their chest tightened with emotion and tears threatened to rise. Archangel Michael says, this awakening marks the beginning of their transformation, not the end. They are stepping into a new phase of emotional truth guided by the divine. Nothing about this connection is ordinary, and nothing about their love for you is temporary. Type Amen to get blessing 1919. Their entire body felt like it was vibrating with energy, a mix of longing, fear, desire, regret, and recognition. They didn't know how to handle the intensity. So they kept breathing deeply, hoping the weight in their chest would ease. But the truth only grew stronger. They replayed your last conversation in their mind, analyzing every detail, every tone, every energy shift. They realized how much their heart reacted to even the smallest things you said. They realized how alive your presence makes them. They felt guilt rising again, but this time it wasn't crushing. It was a motivation, a push, a sign that they must act differently now. They felt driven to make things right, to heal what has been broken, to rebuild what has been lost. Their heart was preparing itself to move with more courage. The night felt like a turning point. The moment their soul finally decided enough hiding, enough running, enough fear, they realized the connection between you is worth fighting for. It is worth everything. Type Amen to get blessing 2020.